Today's episode is brought to you by Mazars.
SoundCartel.
Are there tasks within your business that could be automated? For many, the idea of automation can be daunting, but is not doing it costing you money? From SoundCartel, I'm Peter Letts, and this is Business Essentials Daily. Elise Balsillie heads the Thryv business software firm in Australia. She says that by utilising technology to drive repetitive tasks, owners can spend more of their time on sales and growth. Elise starts by explaining what she means by automation to Jeff Waters.
Automation is a really scary word, but in reality, the best tasks to automate in a business are those that are repetitive. If your administration coordinator is spending all of her time following up on overdue invoices or confirming tomorrow's jobs that you have booked in the diary, they're absolutely the right opportunities to look at automating.
But what actually is automation? What does it involve?
It absolutely involves utilising technology to drive repetitive actions. So, for example, if you're needing to send reminder notices and those notices are being done by a human being, we can absolutely build the technology to be able to support you, to be able to send out those reminder notices automatically the day after a bill isn't paid. You can build automation to be able to send SMSs to your clients to remind them of the job that you have booked in tomorrow and to make sure that they know the sort of window of time you're going to be there.
So how bespoke can this software become for individual businesses?
I think it absolutely has to become bespoke. The needs and requirements of your business are very different to the needs and requirements of the business next door. The software that you're using to help drive automation into your business needs to be able to work with you. I think one of the biggest opportunities is for business owners to be able to find software that not only works to support their business, but has a support mechanism on the back end to work with them, because your business is very different to the next business. And not only do we want to use that software to help automate your business, we want to make sure that you're supported every step of the way.
It just sounds so complex.
I think on the surface it is complex, but actually the complexity sits within the technology, not on the skin that a business owner uses. The art of using automation in your business is to simplify your business, to make it easier so that you don't have to wear the burden and hassle, and actually life becomes easier. You've got more time, your business works better, the processes are far cleaner. The joy of technology is the technology itself can be incredibly complex, but actually the interface that sits on the top needs to be slick, sophisticated and incredibly easy. A business owner didn't get into business because they loved the art of using technology. They got into business because they were passionate about their craft. We want them spending more time on their craft, more time making money for the business, and less time having to spend in the back office.
And how much does this technology, this automation, change the processes within an SME?
I think the processes themselves don't change, but the way in which you execute those processes do. For example, a business owner today, the word CRM is a big scary word. Corporations use them, we get emails all of the time, but for a business owner...
And they can be quite labour intensive.
They absolutely can. But for a small business owner, there's such an amazing opportunity with opening the doors for them to be able to communicate with their customers, to communicate with their past customers, to be able to educate them on specials and offers and things that are coming up in the future, to help fill gaps in their diary for next week by sending out a special offer and offering 20% off. The concept of it, whilst on the surface seems incredibly scary, but on the back end, if we could capture every lead coming into your business and automatically populate those customers into a database, if we could provide you templates to be able to communicate with them that was so simple and easy for you to go in and edit and press send and be able to send out the special offers for next week. So instead of having a diary that was 50% full, it was completely full.
Sounds like all the pain is in the setup.
The setup does take a little bit of time and effort, and I think one of the pieces that we always say is to focus on your biggest problems. Don't try and transform your entire organisation because it'll become overwhelming. Focus on the areas and opportunities that exist in your business that we could improve. I was talking to one of the kitchen renovation companies in Melbourne last week, and the biggest opportunity that they found by starting to automate some of the tasks in the business was that the lady that worked in the office all of a sudden had a whole heap of spare time. The tasks that she was spending all of her time on, logging invoices, sending out quotes, following up quotes, had all been automated. All of a sudden, she was able to follow up on sales inquiries and start booking more jobs in. And ultimately, the business received 7% more sales in a calendar year, purely for the fact that she was able to focus on driving sales and growth for the business instead of on the administrative duties that were really burdening her down.
How does it help a service provider?
By service provider, are we meaning plumbers, electricians?
Yes.
Yeah. So it definitely does help a service provider. Think of the experience of a plumber, and I think everyone's had trades and services turn up to their house and had really different experiences. Plumber 1 comes in and quotes your kitchen that you're needing to get done. He comes in and whilst he's there, he's got a phone in his hand. He's itemising the items that need to be quoted. And before he's even finished talking to you, you hear ping. You pick up your phone out of your pocket and there's a quote. You then decide that you're going ahead with the job. All you have to do is press accept quote, pay your 30% deposit, and it goes back to the office and lets them know it's done. There's no paperwork for the tradie, there's no paperwork for the business owner, and absolutely it was a delight to deal with them as a customer. On the flip side, you've got a small business owner. The small business owner comes out to look at the job and lets you know that he's going to come back to you with a quote. A week later, you then receive the quote via email. The experience between those two businesses is vastly different. So I think business owners need to have the courage to digitise their business, to embrace automation, because ultimately it's going to help the experience their clients have with them. It makes them look like an incredibly professional business, and it is really going to help them as we move into the future.
What is the cost of not automating?
The cost is significant, and I think 10 years ago a business owner had to manage a phone and had to manage potentially a carbonated job sheet, and that was it. In today's world, you've got to update G&B with your hours. You've got to look at Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, text messages, emails. There are so many channels by which you can communicate with a small business. As time goes on, it's going to get more and more complex. The burden that has on a business owner is significant. Over time, it's going to eat into more and more of their time, which is ultimately either their personal time or time not spent working on jobs. The side product is business owners are starting to take the leap of faith. They're embracing automation. And if you don't also jump on board and embrace some of the technology that exists today, you're going to be left behind. Your competitors are going to be delivering such a slick client experience, you're not going to be keeping up with consumer demands.
You've said that the vast majority of small to medium enterprises aren't digitised. That must have a wider cost to the economy as well.
It does, and I think one of the reasons that the government's supporting small to medium business owners with some potential tax benefits at the moment to digitise their business is that they understand how important it is. COVID was the perfect example. As a corporate entity, we were all working from an office, but our data existed in the cloud. When the pandemic hit, we were able to instantaneously pivot and work from home because of the technology we'd embraced as an organisation. Small to medium business owners have the exact same opportunity today. Whilst incredibly costly 10 years ago, there are so many options out there on the market to help support your business and drive automation into the business that in today's world, the cost of not doing it far outweighs the cost of doing it.
Elise Balsillie, head of the Thryv business software company in Australia. This episode of Business Essentials Daily is produced by the team at SoundCartel. Thanks for listening. I'm Peter Letts. We'll bring you more Be Daily tomorrow. Follow @Be Daily Podcast across social media and head to bedaily.com.au for more from the Business Essentials Daily Podcast.
SoundCartel. This episode was brought to you by Mazars. To find out more, visit mazars.com.au. That's mazars.com.au.